going to start with the small box of the vanilla jello mix, and it's going to say on the package that you're going to need 2 cups of milk, while actually only use a 1/4 cup of milk. After that, you're going to empty an entire container of Cool Whip into a big bowl, and you're going to add that jello mix that you just made, and you're going to take a whisk and just stir it up. You're going to notice that there's going to be less of an airy texture to your Cool Whip and more of a sort of creamy look, and that's what you want to go for, something that is a lot of a thicker consistency, because this is basically what your pie is going to be like. You know, normally pies are with different grains and flours and things, but this is actually going to be like the body of the pie. And while you're letting the Cool Whip and the pudding kind of set, you're just going to take a very sharp knife, be careful not to cut yourself, and you're going to pull out your Snickers bites and just cut them in half. You can cut them smaller than this because it may seem like this may be too big for you, but as someone who has eaten this pie many times before, it's actually the perfect size. And if you have an apple slicer, this would make your life a whole lot easier, but I don't. So I just took that sharp knife that I used on my Snickers and I cut open 1 apple. For the size of the pie that I did, just 1 bag of the Snickers bites and 1 apple was enough. And you can also choose to peel the skin. I've had this made by many different people and nobody has actually peeled the skin. But if you want to, that's totally fine. You can just take a potato peeler and peel it that way. And I do believe that they make apple peelers, but you know, I don't make things easy on myself. And so after I kind of gotten that core out, I just cut the apple in half and, you know, scooped out the insides there so there's no seeds. And then I proceeded to cut the apple into smaller pieces. I cut them around the same size as like the Snickers bites. Now I've seen this made multiple different ways. Some people have done it with an actual pie crust, and some people have just emptied all of the contents into a casserole dish. I decided to go with the pie crust because I like the little crunch that it gives, and it's actually like a pie, so I feel like it's more for Thanksgiving. That way, you know, if people have a bunch of lined up pies ready to eat like some families do. And you can cook this to make it a little bit more of a golden brown, but it's actually pre-made, so it's perfect just the way that it is. Now this next part I kind of did hard on myself here. You can take the Snickers and the apple bites and mix them into the big bowl where you mix the pudding and the Cool Whip together. I decided to be difficult and do it all in the actual pie crust. It turned out just fine, you know, it was still evenly distributed, but as far as something that you want that's going to be easy, I suggest doing that instead and not what I'm doing here. But I'm showing you this anyway because this is an option if you prefer to do this. This actually wasn't that bad. I was able to control where the Snickers and the apples went a little bit better. And I mean, it just was a little bit messier, that's all. But it still tasted just as yummy as it would if I were to have mixed it all together in the bowl. After you're all done doing that, just set it into the fridge for 30 minutes to chill and sort of set all together, and then it's all done and ready, and there you go. Now you have your easy Thanksgiving dish to bring to your Friendsgiving, your in-laws Thanksgiving, your own family Thanksgiving, and it's going to be a hit. And just one more thing, don't forget that caramel drizzle on top. This is a lot easier with a spoon, but all my spoons were dirty, so that's why you see me doing it here with a fork. But just go crazy with this. If you are a neat and organized person, feel free to put it in a plastic sandwich bag and clip the end so that you have more control over where it goes, and you can do fun designs and whatever your little heart desires. But I have more of a scattered brain, so that's why mine looks crazy like this. But it's all up to you, and no matter what, your family is going to really love this and appreciate this because it's going to taste yummy. Alright guys, well I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my channel. This is Cooking Kitty Itty Bitty. She is the chef's help around the house when cooking. AKA she gets in the way of everything.